So a huge big welcome. It's wonderful to have you here today. And my name's Sal Holden from Abundant Heart Coaching. And I'm really, really excited to be here with the beautiful Nicole today and chatting about her experience within the Thrive program as well. So Nicole, perhaps would it be okay to share where you were actually at before the Thrive program and what was happening in your life as well too, darling?
My life was a bit of a turmoil when I first met you, Sal. I was going through a marriage breakdown. I was having relationships breakdown all around me. I was unwell with health wise. I just felt like I was in a big black hole and I didn't know where to turn or how to get out of that.
Absolutely. And I'm sure, we've all been through, different life events as well that
Mm,
can feel so
absolutely.
challenging. And when we don't know what to do, it can feel really, really challenging to be in that particular situation
And
as well.
very isolating as well,
100%.
because you get in that mindset that you don't want to be a burden to anybody, that that you go into that shameful place and that's where you want to sit because
Yeah.
that's where you feel safe.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Which again can be so challenging being in that energy and the impacts that that can
Mm.
have on our health and physical energy as well for our life. So, what were the specific results that you got from doing the Thrive program, Nicole? Or what changed for you, darling, while doing the program? Oh, you've just popped yourself on mute. Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
I don't
you're all good, darling.
know what happened there. Um, so a lot of things changed for me. So I was able to learn how to cope. It helped me grab hold of the tools that I needed to help pull me out of that hole.
Mm,
And there was times when I think I said in lots of Q&A sessions that, I felt that it was, gobbledygook at times, but it was just going back and realizing that there's no it's not a shameful place to be.
mm,
I guess that's probably what was a great thing that I learned,
mm.
that sitting at home feeling shame is not living. And by using the tools that I learned throughout the program, I was able to come out of that shame and leave the confines of wanting to be at home all the time.
Wow. Yeah. Which is really huge, isn't it? Like
Mhm.
it sounds like, yeah, feeling so isolated and stuck within that to actually really getting out and living again, which is massive.
And I had actually put my art away and haven't not touched it for, I can't say how long.
Mm,
And I actually dragged it out again and, made a beautiful baby blanket and in the middle of doing another mosaic piece just at the moment on my kitchen table. So it just gave me the strength to find me again.
mm, absolutely. And I think, 100% correct. Like so many women end up losing themselves through, giving everything to everybody else around them and losing what it is that brings them joy or brings that spark. And I loved the week that you spoke about the mosaicing because your whole face just lit up like a Christmas tree, which was just so beautiful. And, when we're learning new concepts and ideas and things like that as well, it can seem like gobbledygook or, like just total, like it's like totally different to maybe what we might have experienced before. But sometimes it does take a paradigm shift to be able to create a different reality or a different way of perceiving things or changing our belief systems to be able to really empower us to live the life that we want to be
Mm.
living as well, which is huge. Mm. Overcoming our old stories and things that we've either been told over the years or we've told ourselves over the years that have kept us stuck or feeling less than as well, which is so important.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, that's wonderful. And what was the biggest takeaway, I guess, that you got from doing the Thrive program, or what changed the most for you, Nicole?
taking my own power back.
Mm,
So not giving the power to others and letting what they're going through on the journeys and where they are in their lives, letting that pull me down.
mm,
And looking at situations that I can't take responsibility for everybody.
mm.
Because if I don't take responsibility for myself, I can't take responsibility. I cannot love or help anybody else.
100%. Yeah.
So I guess it was just bringing myself back to me.
Mm. Which is really
And
special.
you've got to do the work. Like it's not easy. And I wouldn't say to anybody that you're not going to be challenged or
Mm,
um, it's an easy journey, because it's not. You're going to cry, you're going to be angry, you're going to feel I, that many emotions.
mm.
But if you're willing to do the work, it pays off.
Mm, absolutely. And it can be confronting, particularly for a lot of women. And I know this was the same for me when I first started my own journey, is we can have repressed and suppressed so many different emotions around particular events and circumstances that we've experienced in life. And kind of opening the lid on that can feel very confronting or a little bit overwhelming to begin with. But also doing it in a way that just creates greater and greater lightness as we let go of that baggage, as we let go of all of that. You're a wonderful example of somebody that, chose to dive in, chose to move past the resistance that was coming up for you, and has really embraced the work and doing that and showing up for yourself as well, because that's when we get the result, isn't it?
And I think another thing too, and that is real. And for myself, I used to think, oh, it doesn't exist, empty nesting. I think as a woman and as a mum, we put so much energy and so much focus on our children and raising our children and what their lives are and making sure that they're the best people that they can be,
Mm,
that we forget about ourselves and
absolutely.
we forget to show up for ourselves.
Mm,
And I think empty nesting was the hardest thing that one of the hardest things that I've ever had to do
mm,
in my life. And when my children left home is when I started to go down those rabbit holes.
mm, absolutely.
And it's a real thing. It's women, and, women shouldn't feel shame for that or feel guilty about crying because their children have left home or feeling depressed because their children have gone home, because it's actually a real grief.
It absolutely is. It's very much a grief process, and obviously there's varying journeys for everyone within that, where they have slightly different experiences. But I know for me as well, it was massive, and nothing actually prepared me for the largeness of all of those different emotions that can come up through that as well. And then when you combine that with marital challenges, or perimenopause or menopause, often they can be massive catalysts for so many
Correct.
women that feel so lost and don't feel like themselves and don't know what to do to heal the emptiness that is arising when we've had a lifetime of pouring ourselves into others and potentially have lost ourselves a little bit in that journey as well. So, yeah, it can be absolutely massive. And I think it's so important to be able to, have a safe space where we can explore our feelings and thoughts and reframe those things in a way that's truly supportive for ourselves moving forward as well. Whether, mm, yeah, so beautiful. And if someone were completely exhausted, perhaps they're going through emptiness syndrome, or have had, a few other challenges come up along the way, and they're feeling exhausted, burnt out, and not really sure if the program could help them, what would you say to them, Nicole?
Um, I would tell them honestly that it's hard work,
Mm,
but if they're willing to do the hard work, that they will find some peace and they will see results.
mm,
And there's going to be, parts of it that you might throw out the window, but then there's going to be so many other parts of it that you're going to keep, and it's going to bring you out of that hole. So I would say to someone, give it a go. You know, it your own life and your own freedom is worth, you can't put a dollar price on that.
100%. Yeah.
You know,
It's
you just can't,
priceless.
it's priceless. And, you know, if you're willing to do the work and you can be committed, then absolutely 100% do it.
Absolutely done. Yeah. And huge kudos to you as well, Nicole, like I mentioned before, for choosing to show up for you, for choosing to commit to you, and for really taking in those processes and using what resonated most for you to be able to bring that next level of freedom, of peace, self-acceptance. That was one of the other things that I heard the most when you were saying that, of really coming back to you and finding your creative joy again, which is so beautiful to witness. And it's been an honor and an absolute privilege working with you and witnessing the shift and change. That's honestly my favorite part, is witnessing the shift and change over those 12 weeks, as well as you know, people really embrace the tools and the strategies to be able to change their life as well. So massive thank you to you from my heart. And yeah, thank you so much for everybody for tuning in. And if you would love to find out more about how, if and how the Thrive program may be able to help you overcome burnout, please either email me at admin@sallyholden.com.au, or find me on Facebook and send me a PM on there. So looking forward to speaking with you soon. And once again, huge thank you, Nicole, for being here with me today. Thanks, everybody. Bye for now.